today, from Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, it's Week 5 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the steel capital of the world, Pittsburgh, PA, and Heinz Field. This was the scene just a few moments ago as the Pittsburgh faithful were fired up by the hometown Steelers taking the field. They're all set as they'll match up with the Jacksonville Jaguars. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds, so really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. And he's going to bowl it. Way forward to the 48. This defense for the Steelers, they were excellent a week ago in the victory over Arizona.
And they needed to be because their offense struggled throughout the game. Sometimes as a defense, you're not just shutting down the opposing team's offense, but you have to outplay their defense as well, and that's what they did in their last game.
They're just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. Lawrence with the handoff to Robinson. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive. Couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
They go play action with Lawrence. That's out wide here for Robinson. And he gets it down to the 32. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. On the run, it's Robinson. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Lawrence will throw. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And his bid for the first down coming up short as he's tackled at the 25. Now a field goal try coming up here for the Jags. This from 42 yards out. The kick by McManus is good. And the Jaguars grab a 3-0 lead. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't and jinx it.
So out come the Steelers now for their first drive. And they'll be led out by the man running the show, Charles, their quarterback.
And I think it's safe to say that, and I heard him say it in the post-game press conference, that was a team win last week because he didn't really play up to his normal standards, throwing 2 interceptions.
No touchdown.
Yeah, didn't offset it at all, but the team found a way to get it done.
They go play action here on first down. He'll buy some time right. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Rolling to his left. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. They overload him that time on the safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7. On 4th down, here's Presley Harvin on to punt. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Gets around him. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 38. Now Lawrence to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence. Throw left side, going to be caught by Chenault. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some...
And it's a fumble. And this is going to get out of bounds, so they will gain a bit of yardage on the play, actually, and they'll hold on to the football as well. So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down. Now Lawrence. T.J. Watt, the all-pro, in there to take him down.
Well, here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. And they'll get him down up past the 15. So that last play gives him a little more space now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. On the handoff, it's Samuels. And that closed up quickly there as he gets it up only to about the 17. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 17 carries, 69 yards.
Well, watching the film, we saw that things clicked pretty well for them in the running game last week. No reason to change in my mind. Continue to try and run the football, give it to him early and often in hopes of breaking down the defense so some bigger gains result as the game goes on.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. And the Jags with 5 in the secondary now on 3rd down. They'll set up to throw. And that will be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down. The Steelers send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. It's a 46-yard punt, 2 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. James Robinson and the rest of the Jags offense set to go to work once more. We're in the second quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. The Jaguars on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Here's Lawrence to throw. Throw right side. This is into the hands of the tight end, Tunyon. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away. That'll go as a 39-yard punt, give him 9 on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Running to start the drive is Samuels. And he stopped immediately there. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They'll set up a throw. Flushed out right. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. He'll look to throw. They'll roll him out right. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. And that is incomplete.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively, or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. James Robinson and the rest of the Jags offense set to go to work once more. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success, at least so far, here in the second quarter. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 7. That's going to be caught. It's Chenault. And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And worth pointing out, after that last completion, that puts this young quarterback over 10,000 yards passing for his career. And fair to say, he's not done yet.
No doubt about it. He's really just getting started because he's not quite into the...
That's into a crowd and intercepted. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. On 1st down, it's Samuels. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll hand it off now to Samuels. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. It's C.J. Henderson picking it off. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. A snap to Lawrence as he taps this forward. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Lawrence. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain, 3-0 our score. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And this is going to be incomplete.
They went with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
They'll run for it with Robinson. And he'll be brought down with the 1st down and a late flag here, too. He may get a few more tacked on for good measure. So the hand got inside the face mask that time. Looked like a pretty easy call.
And it was, and we saw this in their loss last week. Penalties at inopportune times that led to their demise.
So a big penalty there on the face mask leads to 1st and 10. But to throw again is Lawrence. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. Now Lawrence. A throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. Third and 2, now Lawrence. The quick slant caught. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. And McManus able to put it through, and they're able to double their lead just before half. It's 6-0. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They force the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
And he returns this to the 22. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And with him trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together and maybe get into field goal range. And this one is incomplete.
I'm looking at this one with my defensive eyeglasses on because you remember the old days when a tight end saw a linebacker covering him and thought he had a mismatch? But the way they can run nowadays, not necessarily so. They gave it a shot downfield. That one incomplete.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. Back to throw here. Out to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And that's caught inside the 35. The Steelers signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this 1st half. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. And that is incomplete.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
And this is going to wind up left. Well struck, but it's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And that's the risk of the long field goal miss here at this stage of the second quarter. You give up great field position.
And that gives them one more opportunity to make something happen and something big. And we've seen crazy stuff happen at the end of halves.
And going deep downfield for Boykin. A high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete. So a couple of field goals, that's all we've been able to muster through 2 quarters of play. 6-0 is our count at the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you, too, in just a bit. But first, let's get everybody caught up with what's going on around the NFL here in Week 5. We'll begin with an AFC South matchup in Indianapolis, as Houston is in town. And that one tied 14 apiece in the second quarter. From there, it's off to Chicago. Check on the Bears at home at Soldier Field. And you can see they trail the visiting Cowboys. C.D. Lamb, a touchdown reception. Finally, let's get to Philadelphia. Check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. And they trail in that one as it's the visiting 49ers who are out in front. Trey Lance has thrown a touchdown pass. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a defensive struggle. Which offense can break through in the second half? To find out, let's hand it over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
The Steelers going to get the football first here, trailing on the scoreboard as we are back underway on EA Sports. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. Now, they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The Steelers send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Taking it about the 36. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. So here are the Jaguars to take over on offense. They lost 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now a pass dumped off to his running back. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Well, the terrible towels here at Heinz Field out in full force. Here's 3rd and long. He's going to drop this underneath for Robinson. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. Well, they'll get 15, but that won't be nearly enough. It's 4th down. Here's Jamie Gillen now as he's on to punt for Jacksonville. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jack. keep him warm. A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Still 9 yards to go on second down from the 27. Now Carlos Hyde in the game. And he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. And he will have a Steelers first down, although it doesn't appear to be by much. He needed 4, and he got 4 on third down. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down. Devon Hamilton with the tackle. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3. They're going to hurry back to the line now. He'll drop to throw. Dancing to his left. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
And incomplete on the deep ball. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with him.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Casey Hayward with a sack on the well-timed corner blitz. A long way to go here on third down for the 8th play of the drive. Now back to throw. Rolling to his right. And he's going to go down again. Josh Allen providing a little deja vu. Back-to-back sacks. And now they're staring at a 4th and long. The Steelers send out their punter now as he's on for the 5th time here today. So holding there on the return, and that'll back him up to start the next drive.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy call right there, partner. I think when the officials look in their manual and see the expression, jersey getting pulled, that's a flag coming out every time.
And some room to work. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. A big play there on the catch and run. The thing that hurt on that play, the missed tackle, that allowed the extra yardage.
It's a matchup game in the NFL. You get the guy that you want isolated, have him miss a tackle, and off you go.
On first down, Lawrence. This one complete to Tunyon underneath. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
A snap to Lawrence as he taps this forward. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. And now we'll get a timeout. Looks like we've got a Jaguar and some discomfort down there on the field. A kicker fest so far. All points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. Now a first carry for their fullback. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Andrew Beck, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. They'll try and throw for it. That is caught. He's got it. And the lead will move to 14-0. So they elect to pass there on the 2-point try. Sometimes can prove risky there. It worked out.
Yeah, and I love how you bring up that it can prove risky, because if you get it intercepted and they return it, that's 2 points for the defense, but not on that play.
And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. And now out come the Steelers. They're staring at a 2-touchdown deficit, 14-0 to score as they regroup with 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Samuels. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Now here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
Not too many teams will use a first-round pick on a tight end, so you know that when one does, he's got to be pretty darn special.
A small example of why they took him in the first round there. A nice little catch and run to get the good yardage. A run there on 1st down and a pretty good one of 5 yards, so make it 2nd and 5. They run it again with Hyde. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as well. Played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The first throw here for the backup Garoppolo. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Josh Allen able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. The Steelers send out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Jacksonville back on offense and ready to take over. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Looking to throw, Lawrence. And that is incomplete. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd down and 12. Here's Lawrence. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Hey, baby, this ain't good enough for us.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
That's complete to Robinson. And that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the 1st at about the 21. So it's a gain of 12 there on the reception. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Jamie Gillen now as he's on to punt for Jacksonville. Take it at the 37. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. Pittsburgh offense making their way back out. And you're still in this game. I mean, yeah, you haven't scored. Offense obviously has struggled, but you're only 2 scores down, so all hope not lost.
Not at all, because we're talking about the NFL, and teams can score fast in this league. Quick strikes, you're right back in it. You're exactly right. Keeping hope alive.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd. So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long?
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coach, I'd always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put the
into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Mike Edwards picks it off. And the Jaguars will have solid field position here as they take over at the 35-yard line. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. This one complete to Tunyon underneath. So he stopped for no gain, and that'll make it 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. Now with that interception, you feel like we got a ball game again. Remember, 2-score contest and still time left here in the 4th.
And in the old days, not too long gone either. Throwing the ball here would have been an absolute no-no, but the way the game's played now, throwing it makes sense. You just have to be careful when you put it in the air.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Garoppolo. Now Garoppolo lost the football. And did the Jaguars come up with it? They did.
safe to say they can mark this down as extremely frustrating. Here we are in the fourth quarter, and that last play, that turnover, I think it epitomizes what happened to them all day on offense.
So symbolic, and that's why they're still being shut out. On first down, it's Robinson. He takes it down to the 42, a 5-yard run. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
The Jaguars on third down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. Lawrence. They'll drop this underneath to Pollard. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because, to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
They'll run on first down. Robinson. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. They'll run here with Robinson. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now. Trying to run forward with Pollard. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and it'll be 4th down. So this will be a win for Jacksonville, and they did it in shutout fashion. Impressive.
Would it be too bland of a statement to say they didn't have the greatest day offensively? I mean,
did enough, though. Did enough, but yeah, you're right.
Most games, it wouldn't have been enough. So they've got to go into the locker room and applaud their defensive mates and say, guys, you really carried us today. We'll try and get you back next time. But as for today, you guys were nails out there.
So for Jacksonville, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the New Orleans